you want people to understand you when you speak Hebrew, then this vocal lesson is for you. So hi, my name is Noah. I'm a Hebrew teacher, and today we're going to have a vocal lesson. I know it sounds weird. You don't have to sing. We're not actually going to sing, but we need to understand that each language has a placement. Okay, we have different places in our body, acoustics, resonance, and every language is a bit different. For instance, English is more in the front of the face. It's more twangy. It's more round. We feel it in the mouth. The tongue is working a lot. We articulate the words. And again, it's very twangy. It's somewhere here in the middle, as opposed to Hebrew. Hebrew is very chesty. Okay, if you've ever done a vocal lesson, then you probably know what I mean. But if you haven't, then you can actually feel when you speak, the chest resonates, right? It's like a place of resonance. And Hebrew, because it comes from the throat, right? A lot of words are from the throat and not necessarily constructed by a lot of tongue and mouth. Then the place of resonance is in the chest, and it's a lower key language, if I can say it. So you can see when people speak Hebrew, they don't use or move their mouth as in English. I'm not talking about Hebrew teachers or actors that are, they learn how to articulate very well. But I'm talking about just regular people. They won't use the mouth as in English. So, for instance, if I say something in Hebrew, then you can see that my mouth doesn't move so much. Let's say, היי, מה שלומכם? אני שמחה שאתם פה איתי. אז כן, היום אנחנו מדברים על עברית. And I think you can also hear that it's a bit lower. It's not like, oh, I speak English like this and Hebrew like עברית ככה. Yeah, not such a big difference, but it's more here. So let's say, I want to say, היום הלכתי למכולת וקניתי מלפפונים ועגבניות, אבל לא היו בצלים, אז הלכתי לקנות בצלים בסופרמרקט, והסופרמרקט היה סגור. You can hear, I think, it's a little lower. Tell me in the comments if you can hear it or not, but it's definitely in different places. Also, I need to say that when I speak English, I'm not a native speaker, so probably my English is not as twangy as most Americans, but if you listen to a real native speaker, you will for sure hear the difference. I still don't think I speak in a very low key like Hebrew, but maybe the differences are not as big as if you've heard someone who's native. Let me know if you hear the difference between hi, how are you, and shalom, ma nishma. I think it's pretty clear. So the whole vibe is lower and more chesty, and we're going to work on that. And we're going to also work on vowels, because when people talk about accent, I don't think accent is super important, but I think we want to be understood. It's not that we're supposed to imitate the exact accent of someone of a new language. We can do it. It's a lot of work, but we can do it. But I think it's more two things. First of all, to be understood. And then secondly, to feel the vibe of the language, because I can understand the words and everything and say them. But for instance, Hebrew is not very staccato. It's more, I've heard a lot of students tell me it's more like people sing Hebrew a little bit. We kind of go within the pitches. I know I said it's a lower key, but it's kind of moving around. And it's not very staccato. So I have students from specific countries that their language is very staccato. And when they speak Hebrew, they speak the same. They speak Hebrew in a very staccato way. And even if you understand them, and you understand them, there's something missing in the communication. Because listen, communication, and that's what we aim to do when we learn a language, is a lot more than a bunch of words and sounds. it's a whole spiel, right? It's the words, obviously, how to say things, how to build a sentence, but also the vibe, the music of it, the beat of it, the rhythm, the specific things that they use in the culture, nuances, mimics, body language. I mean, there are so many things. And when you learn a language, you gonna not understand everything. Listen, I don't understand everything about English, but at least kind of feel it. Kind of feel that you're at home when you use it and it's not a costume. And actually, when we don't use it correctly, then it feels like a costume because you hear that everyone is speaking differently than you, right? So, for instance, if I speak English like this, like in a real Israeli talks, then it's very hard for me because I'm not used to it. But I feel weird, I feel very weird. I mean, it's not how people actually speak. So, again, it's not about being perfect, but it's about to understand a little bit about how to vibe with the language, I guess. Okay, so let's get into the things that we want to do and let's start practicing. So don't worry, I have a piano, but listen, it's not about singing and you don't have to be pitch perfect. It's more of feeling the lower resonance and then talking about vowels. Okay, so first let's just warm up a little bit. And I do recommend breathing deeply to the diaphragm. It means that when I inhale through the mouth and the nose, because it's speaking, when we speak or sing, we breathe through both of them, as opposed to maybe yoga when we just breathe through the nose. But we need to breathe through both of them. And we kind of send the air, instead of the chest, we send it to the diaphragm, right here. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it, but it's more like this part and it's not this part, but it's kind of, the diaphragm is here. And when I breathe, the diaphragm is kind of going down and my stomach is going out and my sides are going to the sides. They're opening. So let's breathe a little bit. Let's maybe do four of them. When we inhale to the diaphragm, the stomach is kind of going out, and then exhale, the stomach comes back in. Let's do another one. And one last one. Good. Now we're going to start working on the lower register. And I'm going to start, we'll start for women with the women. And when it gets lower, the men, you can join. I'll tell you when. We're going to start on V, the letter V, and we're going to just do V. If the V is kind of tickling in your mouth, you can use Z as well. Z. So let's do it. Again. Men, you can join. For most women, it starts to be pretty low right now. So see if you can continue. Sorry. If it's hard for women, for you guys, then you can stop here. For men, continue. Just the guys. Only if you can do it. Good. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to do another thing. We're just going to open women. We'll start from here. Guys, I'll let you know when you can join us. And we just want to kind of loosen the jaw, drop it a little bit on an ah sound, maybe even do an ah, like amazing. You know how to do it better than me if you're a native English speaker. So kind of like an ah of amazing, not an Israeli ah. We're gonna get to that in a minute. So we want to drop the jaw. The tongue is resting, not moving, not going up. And we're just gonna do, and we're gonna kind of tap our chest, feel the resonance, and just do ah. Just you guys. You're perfect. Only if you can, because it's really very, very, very low right now. The guys, you can join. Maybe I can do one more. No, it's no. You do it without me. Right. Only the guys. And women if you can. See that you're not doing okay? Just if it's a full sound only. Last one for the guys. Good. We're going to do one more to go through our low register. If you succeed immediately, then perfect. If not, train a little bit. Basically, what we're doing is... So what are we doing? We're kind of flipping the lips. So think of like a hard day at work. You just came home. You're very tired. You're taking a lot of air inside. You're inhaling and you're just like... kind of sighing. Okay, let's do it again. Maybe even without sound. Let's do one without sound. And let's do one with. Okay. Now let's take 2 fingers and kind of put our cheeks up. Kind of stretching this area in order for this to be floppy. And do this. Kind of like a horse, I guess. I don't know. It reminds me of a horse. So, and then we're going to make a sound. So I'm going to do my sound. Do whatever sound is comfortable for you. Again, if it's hard for you and you don't know how to do it, just do the first part of just coming home after a long day's work. If it's not moving, put a little bit of air just for now. Later, you won't need so much air, but put a little more extra air and really take the cheeks like this up with your fingers. So this will stretch and this will be floppy. Okay? So just sigh. And then with a voice. And then make a specific sound. And now we're just going to take the sounds. Again, very simple. We're not about to sing, so start with women. Again, we're starting pretty low for the women. It's not a lot, right? We're already in a pretty low notes and register. I'm just doing this in one hand because I need to play the piano. So... Are you doing it with me? Yalla, let's do it. Man, you can join us. Women only if you can. This is my limit, I think. Yeah. Just the guys. Last one. Good. Okay, so now that our lower register is much warmer, and again, practice it a little bit more. At home, practice makes perfect. Well, perfect practice makes perfect, but I'm sure you're going to do it very well. And these exercises, like you've seen, it's only on the lower register. It's very easy. It's not something super hard. So the vowels. So you know how we did an ah sound, like amazing. Well, in Hebrew, we don't have an ah sound. We have only 5 vowels, and they're pretty, well, like the Israelis, straightforward. Again, it's kind of from the throat. It's very, I would even say kind of shallow, or I always picture it like a very straight line, because we don't have the round things that you have in English or Spanish or a lot of different Latin languages. We don't have this in Hebrew. So we have 5 vowels. That's it. We have a, o, I, u, e. Okay, so let's understand. So let's do first the just the u. So u, it's not o, it's not u, it's u. And it could be also bu or gu or du. Doesn't matter the letter, but the sound is u. Let's say I want to say orangutan. We say orang, all kinds of things like that. In Hebrew, it's really u. Very plain and simple u. In Hebrew, it will be orangutan. Okay, so u. The O in English, the O is already more open than the Hebrew O. The O is more round than O. O. Again, think of from the throat and the chest. O, not oh my God, but oh my God. Oh my God. This is the Hebrew accent. On, not on. See the difference between a, which is kind of an OA, or on, then on. Door, do, o, and do. Door. Do. Yeah, we don't have the R. Do. Dove. It's do and not do. Do. It's a bit, the jaw is more round and down, and the Israeli do is not the Israeli do. The do Israeli is more, less round, more straightforward, more kind of plainer in a way, and like a straight line. Ah. So in English again, there's a lot of ahs, amazing. I don't. In Hebrew, it's really very plain. Ani. Anachnu. Ahava. Ahava. Right? Ah. Now we have the It's not an We don't open the mouth. It's just simply You can even do it without opening the mouth. Everything almost. Ooh, oh. This is our O. It's really hard to use it in English. If I want to say, oh my God, I have to say oh. I have to kind of make something. But here, Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Really don't have to open the mouth very much. So, is to the sides, kind of like but less round again. Etchem. What else? Let's do not a but a b. Betach. Not ba, אלא ב. בטח. גרב. 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 Which is a sock. And lastly, we have an E. I think the E is pretty similar, but still it's not a E. I, B, G, D, bira. So you say beer, beer, and we say bira, bira. So bira is beer, and bira, only change the emphasis, is the capital of a place. Let's say, well, not let's say, it's true. ירושלים היא בירת ישראל. ירושלים היא הבירה שלנו. Jerusalem is our capital city. Sounds like beer. It's written the same. It sounds very similar, but it's not. So we learned that we have u, o. So let's recap. We have u, o, a, e, and i. Let's do it with b. Bu, bo, ba, be, B. And let's do it with t, with tet. Tu, not two. Also see that we don't do the t, just t. A lot less round and a lot less air, by the way. A lot less air. We don't use so much air when we say age. Like in English, it's hello. Hi, how are you? In Hebrew, it will be hi, manishma. So the difference between hi or hello, then I, hello. It's kind of a very slight age or he, but you can hardly hear it. It's more to the ah sound. And this is how most people speak. So let's do the t. Tu, to, ta, te, ti. Let's do it together again. And tu, to, ta, te, ti. So now let's take a word and try to use it in a lower key through our throat, not using a lot of air and not moving the mouth, not rounding too much, and just saying ani, 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 ohevet, ohevet, etchem, etchem. I love you guys. So let me know in the comments, was it helpful for you to understand the Hebrew better and to articulate better? And again, I recommend practicing, obviously.